spawning here in the bottom left of Lost and Found. He has 2 kills already. Can he steal another one? From Taste the Bacon, our Zerg player in yellow, it is Mr. Clodham. And his opponent in the top right from Born Gosu, and he is in purple. Our Terran player going to try to stop the bleeding. It's Caesar. Depot gas into a barracks. From our Terran player. Should be seeing a quick Reaper, probably a quick factory as well. To any sort of tech that he wants. There's so many tech choices for a Terran player. Thus far, Clodham has beat a Protoss. He has beat a Zerg. Can he beat a Terran player as well? We'll have to see. SCV actually is on the map as well, which is kind of surprising. He may not be going for a Reaper in that case, but he does have the barracks rallied all the way across the map, so I'm assuming he's going to go for a Reaper. Just wants to make sure maybe he's not getting quickly rushed, because I'm pretty sure he placed this so that whenever he puts his add-on onto the barracks, he'll be able to just place it without having to lift the barracks up. So just in case there was a super early pool or something, he could frantically get out of there and fix that. But barracks just finished up. Reaper is on the way. We'll be seeing a natural command center here from our Terran player pretty quickly. That's if he did scout. You know, hey, there's nothing super early coming. The pool isn't even finished just yet. I am just fine. Actually, Colin's like, hey, did you leave that in there? Factory is on the way. Will it be a second Reaper? No, he's going to go directly actually into a reactor. So he's not even going to bother getting a Marine or anything, which would be kind of nice because a lot of times Zergs don't expect to see a Marine and they just lose that first Overlord. Like, oh, there's a Marine there and I'm going to lose my Overlord because I put this in a really poor path. But as it stands, won't be a problem. Reactor coming up quickly, so Hellions could be quickly boosted out of that factory. Reaper is going to get on in. See what's going on. He does see that speed is on the way. There's no queens actually just yet. I mean, the pool just finished up a little bit ago. The Reaper's going to get at least 1 kill here. Ling's going to have to come back. Actually, the Reaper's in a kind of a scary spot. He's going to, oh, get out of there. Oh, he's going to die. Oh, no, that's not great. Reaper got trapped in the one spot that you can't get trapped in. So that's, I mean, it's a good pool placement from our Zerg player. You do that sort of thing on purpose. So as soon as that queen came out, there was nowhere for that Reaper to go, and it's dead, which is really nice. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's actually a nice little early victory. So Hellions are going to be the first unit created here. No starport or anything like that coming from Caesar, and he's got a ton of gas, so expect to see something somewhat soon in that department. But for the time being, he is just making a bunch of Hellions and some Marines to help out. Still no like secondary tech. There's a third hatchery on the way here for our Zerg player. A couple links going to pop on in here, see what's going on. They're going to see the Hellions and say, hey, I guess we'll just kill ourselves because that's a thing you can do. And there we go. Starport is on the way now. But any sort of tech play from a starport is going to be pretty long from finishing. 14 lings in production. Could be to get a little aggressive. I mean, this wall is going to take a while to get up here for Caesar. But there probably are more or less just for defense. I mean, there's 4 Hellions on the map. This can be annoying. There's not too many queens. He could snipe this creep to him, or maybe if he clicks on it, not quite going to get it. He may lose a Hellion. He needs to get out of there with a Hellion. There he goes. Okay. A lot of speedings there as well. That creep tumor does survive, which is really nice and kind of important at this stage of the game. Viking on the way initially here from Caesar is going to have a second factory, a third factory coming up, so we'll be seeing some mech play. Nope, maybe not. Okay, we'll be seeing some mech play coming from our Terran player. There is only this single overload over here right now for Mr. Clodham, and his second overlord is really, really far away. So once this Viking comes out, if it does actually rally past this overlord and take that out, Mr. Clodham's not going to really know, really know that this is mech for quite a long time. Yeah, there we go. He does have speed finish for the overlords, which is nice. So he will be able to pop over there eventually, but it's going to be a while. He does have the Roachborn down already. There aren't any Evo chambers just yet to really decide what tech he wants to go into, and he's actually still only on the 1 gas even. 42 drones, 40 SCVs currently. A couple Cyclones in production here, and 2 extra factories did just finish up here for our Terran player. And he's going to get on the map with these 6 Hellions, see what he can get done. Maybe at least clean up a little bit of creep. You don't want that getting out of hand too early, but there are 3 queens over here, so it's going to be really, really hard to find an angle to do that. He may be able to, if he were to want to do something, he may be able to swing over to this third base, jump on top of all of those drones and get some work done. 2 armories on the way here for our Terran player. He's also got a couple of tanks on the way. 1 Hellion does go down immediately. Queens, just help your buddy out. Can get a transfuse off that pretty quickly. And he's going to back off. No scans, no creep killed, I don't think. He may have actually killed a 2 more over here, kind of on accident. He didn't end up killing any of the queens, so both players just hanging out for the time being. Lair going to be finished up here momentarily. A Spore Caller being made, probably preemptively, expecting, hey, there's a lot of Hellions. Maybe we're going to throw out some Liberators as well, or a Banshee. I may as well prepare for that. No third command center just yet from our Terran player. We'd expect to see that relatively soon. He's actually quite supply blocked at the moment. He's going to make 3 supply depots. Actually pretty low on the minerals, but again, he did just throw down 400 minerals worth of supply depots. And actually doesn't, I mean, I feel like it would have been better use to get a couple of supply call downs, maybe. Just so you can keep production going a little bit. Raven on the way. Let's go ahead and just throw down 4 more starports with Tech Labs. Just go mass Raven. Let's really have some fun with this game. Scan goes down, he sees, well, nothing really. He sees some Lings and a bunch of Overlords. He sees no tech, though. But, oh, he's going to try and jump on top of those Lings. Actually, the Lings get right around. Queen's here as well, so all these Hellions are going to die, which, it's not that big of a deal, but losing them basically for free there kind of is rough. Especially at this stage of the game. Third command center is on the way here for our Terran player. The Zerg does have his 4th hatchery on the way as well. So he's keeping up just nicely. Creep spread is starting to push out here. Is this our first? Okay, it's our 2nd Evo chamber. Is on the way. Roach speed is going to be finishing up here momentarily. There's a macro hatch even. Even has a queen to inject this macro hatch, which is awesome. I like the Hellion over here for Caesar. I'm assuming that's on purpose. I did see him sending out a little bit ago. Nice Hellion, just checking for some alternative attack paths. Doesn't want to get caught off guard by the entire army coming over here. One of the problems, of course, with mech is the fact that it is so slow, and it is easy to kind of just put them into one spot and go back and forth as a Zerg player and deal with it. We do see the Groove Spines coming out here for our Zerg player. So he's got Hydras on the way. He's got the increased range first. Just like he did in the Protoss game. I'll have to see if he decides to go into Lurkers. It's going to be a while, because I don't think he has an Infestation Pit down just yet. No gases at this 4th or at the 3rd base even. So he's really, really low on gas. He's got almost 1,800 minerals. Probably want to take a couple more gases. I still don't know if he's identified the fact that this is actually mech. He really, really hasn't. He does have an Overseer out, so he's going to run into a bunch of mech units here in just a second. So he's like, oh, okay, maybe I should deal with this in some fashion. But one of the nice things about playing ZVT, if you just go Roach Hydra, you're pretty well covered. Problem being, this is a really scary army, but again, we saw this in the first game. Mr. Cloudham went up against a really, really scary army, and he destroyed it. Problem being here, there's no Lurkers. There's no den of 8 Lurkers going to be chewing out this entire army. And that's a pretty hefty army here from our Terran player, with the Raven as well to help clean up some creep. If he gets caught on siege, it could be problematic. Claude's going to try and get on top of this. Actually, he sees this a little bit too much for him. He's going to probably walk away from that. One Hydra does walk in the middle of all of that. There's a bunch of Queens over here. To start transfusing could be good. All the tanks have sieged up now. And they're going to deal with this pretty easily. Kind of a smart decision here by Claude. He's going to send a bunch of Lings across the map. There are a couple of Hellions that were reinforcing him across. Engage is going to come down here. A lot of Roach Hydra just kind of running into tanks. They were, for the most part, unsieged. So he is going to clean up pretty well, but still, there's a lot of Terran army that lasts through all of this. 9 Roaches in production now, but the 4th base is down. 17, 18 drones did die off. It's actually this Viking here dealing with some Overlords as well. Caesar is just pushing forward with this mech composition. And you see the army values right now is just so different. That army supply, even though it's still pretty kind of low for the Terran player, it is so cost efficient with the tanks, and they are so powerful. The army just kind of trickling across the map here for our Terran player. Platinum's going to call the GG there. So Gosu will pick up their first win off the back of Caesar.